This has become a common sight in recent months, part of the protests against the Israeli government's judicial overhaul. Women dressed in red cloaks protesting what they see as an equality against women. Since Israeli elections 9 months ago, growing voices in the Israeli opposition claim the religious right-wing government discriminates against women.
The majority of them are people who either do not believe in equality or are denying the steps that are taken to jeopardize women's status and women's rights and women's achievements.
The protests have intensified, with certain steps taken by the government, such as the decision by the Minister for Equality and Advancement of Women, Mai Golan, to submit a bill to shut down the Authority for the Advancement of Women and instead to establish a new authority with a similar goal. Minister Golan argues her bill will give her ministry more power to protect women.
This bill constitutes a real revolution in the field of women's advancement in Israel. It's very simple. The Authority for the Advancement of the Status of Women was established 25 years ago, and there is no doubt that it knows how to produce position papers, do research, hold successful conferences, and conduct public relations. But we want there to be action, not just talk.
The opposition is unconvinced.
They erased from the law the words fighting discrimination against women. They erased from the law the obligation to work towards equality for women.
But despite the claims against the government, on Sunday, the Israeli parliament approved an electronic monitoring bracelet law, tracking abusive spouses.
It's not chaining people, it's actually letting those men to stay home and be a little bit free. And if they'll try to get closer to the women they were violent against, then it will notify the police. It's a blessed law.
The bill was in the works for several months, as National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir wanted to consider men's rights as well before going forward. Finally, after a delay, the bill went through.
Two main issues that we want to address with the current law. One, it's going to take a whole year until they will actually do it and until it will actually protect women. And second, they gave a limit of 300 women a year
300
that can ask for this for the bracelet.
The opposition claims even more laws and steps taken by the government will harm women's rights, but not all agree.
I don't think they will advance laws against women. I don't think it's the way it's being framed.
While the coalition says the framing might be the issue, the opposition relies on numbers to make its case.
Israel has gone down 23 places in the world list of gender equality, down to 83 in the lower part of the list, and it is in the last place in the OECD in gender equality.
Many secular Israelis are concerned about what they regard as religious coercion.
It is not possible when there are laws and legislations that impose and coerce people to live according to other people's belief and faith.
Supporters of the current government have a different vision that touches on some of the deeper differences between the secular and religious societies.
Even when a woman is a woman of career in the modern sense, the center of the mind is how to raise a strong, powerful family. I think that demographically speaking, and no doubt the country is going in the direction of being more under religious influence.
And even though the future is still some way off, the battle lines are being drawn.